Colleagues, as I said, we are previewing the next fixture, which will be also on Saturday, and it will be on Saturday evening at FNB Stadium. It will be a clash between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. And I'm joined by the Stadium Management South Africa CEO, Mr. Bertie Grobbelaar, just to talk about some of the logistics leading up to that fixture. Bertie, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you here. You're a regular at the PSL office. But just to talk about, maybe state of readiness, going into the match on Saturday. It's a big one, once more. And yeah, just your, maybe your opening remarks leading up to that fixture before we get questions from the floor.
Thanks, Foutu. My opening remark is, I wonder why my colleagues dropped me. Maybe they know something I don't know, but they saw my klutzy in the room. Yeah, another big one, obviously a PSL Cup fixture with the PSL as the event organizer. And I think going to the logistics and the venue preparations and the event preparations, I can again quote to you how many security staffs deployed, how many access points. Let's limit it to the the elephant in the room. And we had long and extensive meetings since the venue was announced, with the PSL initiating some of the discussions. And I must say to you, the City of Johannesburg are all on board, and there's a directive from the Mayor's office that we need to sort out the issues with the traffic. I said in a meeting earlier today, we're not 100% correct inside the venue, and the experience inside the venue, there's lots of room for improvement. But I don't think that's a discussion point worth the while at the moment. That's issues we need to address on an event-to-event basis. But the one continuous problem is arriving at the venues. Now, as I said, there's collaboration from the PSL right to the Mayor's office. On Saturday, even JRA and the senior traffic engineer from JRA is deployed in the BOC to assist. There's drones deployed. So the commitment made from the committee that's involved in this management is, we need to take accountability for execution of the plan that's presented and signed off by the City JOC. That's the first point. And if there's not compliance to and no execution to this plan, there should be accountability in a debriefing meeting. So let's not run away from that. Stadiums got their role to play. The parking management companies got their role to play. JMPD's got their role to play. And you can take the CCTV camera operators, the drone operators. But the one element that's not in these meetings, and that I want to plea again today, is the spectators. We need assistance from the patrons that comes to these fixtures. If you leave home an hour before kickoff, it's going to be a problem. There has to be congestion. If there's a venue, and let's take there's 90,000 spectators, 87,000, then you've got the overlay. We've got around to 100,000 people in the precinct. And I'm not including the people picking up the racebacks at the Soweto Marathon. There's 110,000 people in the precinct. There's only so many arteries feeding the venue. So please, let's all cooperate. Leave early, don't leave an hour before kickoff. What we did as an additional measure, and you'll see it when you arrive at the venue, you all know the Shareworld parking on the northern side opposite the Soweto Highway. There's a construction company in there since Monday. We're removing all those trees. There's graders in there. We're flattening out that area. We're extending it to an area that can host 5,000 vehicles. There's going to be 4 additional entry points created into that parking area to get the vehicles off the road quicker. Please assist us with that. And again, accepting responsibility. I wouldn't have parked my vehicle in Shareworld if I come to the stadium for the first time, because there's dumping there. It doesn't look like an area that you should park your vehicle in. We've put up CCTV cameras there. There's going to be LED mobile lighting erected for the day, and that area is going to be cleaned up. Please assist us with the parking.
Bertie, thank you very much. Maybe just also an update. The latest update I got, we're sitting at around 8,000, plus minus 8,000 tickets left. So we should be sold out probably by end of today, if not tomorrow morning. And it's important, obviously, early arrival at the stadium.
100%.
Let's take questions from the floor. I already saw one from Newsroom Africa, Vuyo Koba. You can get a microphone to him.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much, Bertie, for joining us. I think just at the back of the Soweto Marathon part, I just a little bit touched with you offline, maybe for our audience in this sense, in terms of preparations regarding to this, because one that watches sees a Sundowns Chiefs match is starting in the evening, and then you've got a 42K that's starting at 5:45 the next day in the sort of same precinct as well. Maybe the starting point with how tough was it just making sure that this would be manageable, and just that relaying once again that all will be good for, I guess, both on your side Saturday in terms of the logistics with this match at the back of the Sunday early start for the Soweto Marathon.
Thanks for you, Jan. We've read on social media that there's some people that think that it's bad planning, that you've got two events in the same precinct. The fact is that neither the sponsor nor PSL or the clubs knew that this is going to be the draw. So we either had to make a decision when the SAPs categorized these two events in the precinct. We had to make the decision, are we going to say no to this event, or are we going to work together to make both work? And with the PSL stadium management, the sponsor, and the Soweto Marathon Trust, we sat down and we decided we can manage it. My biggest concern is not the Saturday event with the race packs picked up. I think there's been proper communication by the marathon, and traditionally it was hosted at FNB Stadium as well. At 3 o'clock, between 3 and 6 on a Saturday, there's no more than 2,000 people still collecting race packs. The bigger challenge is getting that precinct ready for the following day. As you said, the race kicks off at 5:45. Normally our cleaning teams will come in on the Sunday morning and clean the precinct. This has to be moved up now, and immediately during the game they're going to start, and immediately after we're going to run a double shift to get the precinct clean. This applies to the city officials, to the Soweto Marathon organizers, because there's road closures that has to be in place. So everything has been moved a bit earlier, and it's definitely going to be an exercise throughout the night. But us taking hands and everybody working towards two successful events, I really think, I know we're going to pull it off.
Thank you, Bertie. Let's move on to, I'm not sure where the mic is. Yeah, can we just move it to Lorenz and then Vinny?
Just a quick question, like how many tickets did go on sale for this game? And stadium management, are you guys encouraged by the big interest in football this season? Because there's been, big events, and the Sundowns game with Chiefs is also sold out.
Lawrence, yeah, the latter part definitely, and I think, and I'm not in the football industry, I'm in the event management industry, but full stadiums obviously is good business for us. To give you an example, and I said it earlier as well, the Chiefs Sundowns game last year, previous season, complimentary tickets included, sold 22,800. This is the second fixture that's going to be a sellout. The hospitality sales has increased from the previous fixture, the league fixture 3-4 weeks ago. How many tickets went on sale? The safe capacity is 87,364. From that you need to subtract the 8,000 hospitality. So let's round it off to 78,000 general access. Of that, there's, as Fatu said, there's 8,000 still left to sell.
It's a full house, full house. Let's move on to Velile.
Velile from SMSA. I think my question, Bertie, has already addressed from Lawrence. I was going to ask about the allocation as well, but maybe since we're talking about the same fixture, I wanted lessons from the previous fixture that maybe also inform your preparation for this. And it's unfortunate that some of the questions you'll not be able to answer because they are around traffic management, especially because, and some of this maybe don't even have to do with FNB, but at Orlando Stadium, because sometimes I feel that, Betty, there's also a little bit of education that needs to happen, even on our side, to us as the media, in terms of who is responsible for what and what informs the allocation of how many JMPD booths do you have on the ground.
Yeah, Velile, it's true. As I said, let's accept the responsibility for our individual roles. But if we get to a point where we start pointing fingers, if Stadium starts pointing fingers at JMPD or at the security, then we're going to miss the point. As an ESSPC collective, we need to sit together and say, was this successful or not? And if traffic or security inside the venue is a problem, we need to address that. With the previous fixture at FNB, let's just dissect that a bit. There were the Comic-Con event next door with 20,000 spectators. Add to that, the planning capacity for that event on the Monday before the event was 35,000. Remember, the clubs and the ESSPC plans this on the historical figures. There were 4 emergency meetings in that week where the capacity was increased only on the Friday to full capacity. That definitely contributed to some of the issues. Add to that, with smaller fixtures, we scan at the turnstiles. So people arrive with their tickets, they physically scan at the turnstiles. With the derbies, we scan on the outer perimeter. Due to this increase in the capacity of the late hour, scanning occurred at the turnstiles. That's changed again to the outside perimeter for this fixture. So, was the event a success, the previous one? I believe so. It was a safe and secure event. But my experience as a fan starts when I leave my house. And I don't want to arrive at the venue and I miss 2 goals or it's half time. And that we need to find a solution for. And I earlier said in another interview, with the PSL and their management involved in discussions with higher authorities, the city and the province coming to the party, I believe we're close to not a seamless traffic experience, but a better one. Plaza is on the verge of getting fully functional. I've addressed the issue with some of you, the Soweto highway pedestrian bridge that's condemned. There's plans to revamp and repair that bridge. If we can get the Soweto highway artery open again for traffic, a massive improvement. So in the end, we're responsible for the planning as an ESSPC collective, but I can promise you there's hard work behind the scenes, and hopefully when I sit here again, it will be a message to say the following is going to be in place. For me, the big one for the weekend is that parking area that's going to have an increased capacity, additional entry points, and to get vehicles off the road.
Thank you, Bertie. Maybe the last round of questions for Bertie, if any. Just by show of hands. Is that a question, Brajim? Yep. Yeah. Just also an update that I've just received. We are now sitting on just around 4,000 tickets left. So they are moving.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah.
I just want to, on that matter that you just addressed now, I just want to check, do you maybe run sort of outreach programs to the supporters club? Because, like, if you are concerned about punctuality and all that, do you reach out to them sometimes?
Jim, thank you. Yeah, there is, and not from stadium directly. We obviously don't have contact with the supported clubs, but the information is shared with the clubs participating. I know the PSL is sharing in a communication plan that was drafted by Malou. City of Joburg, their communication department is involved in all the meetings now. So there's definitely outreach to the, I nearly said to the community, to the public, to inform them of the do's and don'ts and the traffic plan.